Good morning, all. Good morning, Facebook friends. Good morning, uh, LinkedIn connections. Good morning, Instagram followers. I will try to be a little more peppy this time. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos. You might have saw yesterday I attempted my very first my very first YouTube video. That's not 100% correct. It's more of kind of a YouTube podcast format where I just sit down and talk unscripted. And boy, was it rough. But next time we're going to get out the lighting gear and hopefully I will have thought over my topic more. Yeah, that's a good segue into what I want to talk today. These are just like little informal chats that I wanted to do, not quite as polished. Hopefully I won't be as rigid. But that's what I wanted to talk about today was I've been thinking about LinkedIn, but also just the professional world in general. This really struck a nerve a few weeks ago when I was taking a color course by this Hollywood colorist, and he mentioned that earlier in his career he made a mistake when a client was with him watching his grade, and he owned up to that mistake, and he said, "Oops, I messed up." And so the client then decided to ask this colorist supervisor if they could get a second colorist to review the work. So that client lost trust in this particular Hollywood colorist. And then in the course, the colorist said in retrospect he should have blamed his assistant. And that left a horrible, bad taste in my mouth, and it just really compounded what I've been thinking about with the professional culture and how we all have to pretend that there's no mistakes ever. And it comes from a false promise, I think, by businesses in order to beat out the competition, by professional individuals trying to beat out the competition, is that I am perfect and I will give you the best experience. You will have no inconveniences whatsoever. Now, I understand that to a degree. That always should be the goal of any employee, any business, is to minimize mistakes and maximize the the effectiveness, maximize the impact of whatever you're trying to do. But that being said, this also touches on, see, this is a long rabbit hole to go down. This also touches on competing philosophies of the world. The materialist secular world believes that it can make heaven on earth, and it believes that is possible. So they're going to believe that, yes, we can have perfection, we can have flawlessness. And if we don't have that, then, oh, whoops, we better cover it up because everybody else expects flawlessness. And then there's also the Christian perspective that, well, we once had perfection and then we lost it, and now we're in exile, so to speak, awaiting perfection when we die and go to heaven, hopefully go to heaven in the afterlife. So two very different philosophies, and I naturally subscribe to the former philosophy. And so naturally I'm a little upset when people say, hey, you can't admit to your flaws. And I see this on LinkedIn all the time. There's all this contrived positivity. It's like you have to be 100% optimistic. You have to never have any doubts, never have any, you can't have any mistakes. Like everything has to be perfect, and it's basically the Garden of Eden. But I'm willing to bet that a lot of those people underneath are incredibly stressed out, wondering what their purpose is in life, and maybe even outright depressed. So what's the solution? Well, I'm gonna I am going to be countercultural and just say, whoops, I messed up all the time on social media. And maybe nobody will follow me for that. But I believe in owning up to one's mistake and being honest about it. And even with clients. But I'm not making a lot of money, so might not be sound business strategy, but you'll feel happier about yourself, and you just won't have this panic all the time. But that that by no means uh, gives one permission to not try to do their best. Like, you should still, even if you do admit when you mess up, it doesn't mean that you should stop trying to not mess up. So that's my morning thought. Hopefully there will be more of these to come. I thought this went better than my attempt at YouTube, the slick YouTube presentation. Maybe I know what my clients feel like now when I put the camera on them and they just like freeze up and they're like, yeah, it's a thing. I feel your pain, and I had to go through it yesterday, but I'm going to keep going through it. So until next time.